Hello and welcome to Dad's Parlor. As you can see, I'm recording from my empty carless garage. I just want to set the backstory for this video. I had a 1953 Buick Special that was sitting right about here not all that long ago, and I just sold that. It was a project car, still working on it a bit. Had to get it running and then sold it. But I went back to Maryland. I'm originally from Maryland. For my grandfather's funeral. And with my dad, before we left there, I went to the swap meet in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and stumbled upon a 1948 Dodge Sedan with Tennessee whiskey written on the side of it. It was a fluid drive Dodge, which my grandfather had taught me to drive. I drove a 1951 Meadowbrook to my wedding. That was mine. I actually traded a 1955 Buick Special for it. So as it was pointed out to me, apparently I have a cycle where I have a project Buick and trade it or sell it and buy a running Dodge. So I have to find a way to get the Dodge from Maryland into Texas here where I live. But in the meantime, my dad has the car at my family's machine shop in Rosedale, Maryland. JB's Auto Machine, and he has done a little bit of work for me to make sure it was roadworthy. We ran into an issue driving it back from Carlisle about an hour in to the drive. So doing a little work for me, putting a new intake exhaust on it, but he's got it there now, and then I'll be shipping that from Maryland to here in Fort Worth, Texas. But the first video you're going to see is what we started with, the Flathead 6 with the original exhaust and the original intake on it. And then I'll actually let my dad walk you through. He did a pretty good job with each of the videos he did, walking you through the progress of getting the dual exhaust on, the new intake, the new carburetor. Hope you enjoy it.
Okay, so we're here with the 48 Dodge, the four-door Tennessee whiskey sedan. We're going to be removing the factory intake and exhaust and complete exhaust system and installing a fixed-in intake with a fish carburetor and a stainless dual exhaust. So we're going to get started and see how things go. We got all the old stuff off, and we got the fixed-in intake and the dual exhaust, or the dual manifolds put on. A few things didn't work out. I had to put in longer studs that goes and let the manifold go on, and then cut a little bit off the studs because they were a little bit too long. So I had it on and off a couple times, but we have the adapter to put the fish carburetor on, so we have now equal length long runners. We have throttle linkage hooked up. We have vacuum hooked up for the distributor. Next step is to fabricate the dual exhaust. Okay, so after a couple weeks, we got our exhaust finished on our Tennessee Whiskey 48 Dodge. We put on the split exhaust manifolds. Made stainless dual exhaust. We decided to go straight pipe all the way out the back. Wasn't a lot of room to run it, so I had to run it next to each other. Until we got up over the rear. Then I had even less room, so I actually turned it to do one on top of the other between the wheel well for the spare tire and the fuel tank. And then from there, we went back two next to each other and finished off what we're calling our shotgun exhaust. So we'll be able to fire it up and hear how it sounds. I think it turned out pretty good. Okay, it's time to hear how our fish carburetor and stainless dual exhaust is going to sound on our 48 Dodge with the shotgun exhaust. So we're going to go start it up, hear how it sounds. A little louder than we expected, and got a little rap to it. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to try a baffle in there too. Yeah, I think we're going to baffle it up and we'll hear how that sounds. Okay, so we have a couple baffles clamped in our exhaust so we can see how much difference this makes. In the video, I know you really couldn't hear it too loud, the last video, but it was pretty loud, so we're going to hear what kind of difference the baffles make and see if it's something we want to go with. Well, first time the starter did that. Definitely seems quieter here, but still has a little wrap to it, nothing terrible. A little deeper sounding. Hearing like a little tick back there. I don't know if it's leaking around the baffle. Still a little cold, but the baffle might have lifted it up a little bit. I think it's mostly got it cold with that smoke there. And I'm thinking I might have to get some fiberglass wrap and wrap the baffle before I put it in. I think that'll eliminate that ticking noise. I don't really care for that. Sounds a little bit better. So I think we'll have to get some mat and wrap them, get rid of that little tick, and we'll try it again. But I think we're definitely getting closer. Okay, we took some exhaust mat and wrapped it around the baffles and put it in our shotgun exhaust. So I guess you could say we put some silencers in there. Got to see them in the end. So we're going to fire it up and hear how this sounds now. Hopefully third time's the charm. Horn marks. Sounds pretty good. Got a little rumble. Definitely took that little tick away at the exhaust pad when it was idling. So let's see how it does. Warm it up. Pretty good. I think that's a winner.
We went with the baffled exhaust, obviously. We think that sounded a little bit better. It's a 6-cylinder, so it doesn't quite have the power and the rumble of a V8. But the baffle actually, I think, did that a little better. It had kind of a wrap without that baffle. So it gives it a nice low rumble with the baffle. But let me know in the comments if you think I should have gone without the baffles and just let it run open. But I'll try to post some more videos once I get it here. We'll try to get some videos of it being loaded on or shipped or however it gets here, and I'll upload those as well. But thanks for watching.